Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, woman being sought after 70-year-old left hospitalized in knife attack. The police in St. Catherine are searching for a woman who stabbed an elderly woman several times in an attack at her home in Innswood, Spanish Town. The 70-year-old woman remains hospitalized. Reports are that on Thursday, January 30, the senior citizen was at home when the woman, who works with the victim's family, made a request to which the elderly woman disagreed. The suspect reportedly became enraged and attacked the elderly woman with a knife, which she used to inflict stab wounds to her jaw, back, leg, and the shoulders. The injured woman was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where she was admitted. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the incident. Several detained, high-end vehicles seized in St. Elizabeth. The St. Elizabeth police are reporting that 15 persons were detained in major operations across the parish on Friday. The operations, which included the Jamaica Defense Force, targeted criminal activities. The police say 4 high-end vehicles were seized. Those detained remain in custody for questioning. Man caught attempting to steal fuel in St. Mary, shot by businessman. A man who was caught attempting to steal fuel from a parked tractor trailer at a business along Wharf Road in Oracabessa, St. Mary, early this morning was shot by the owner, a licensed firearm holder. According to a police report, the businessman arrived at his establishment around 5:15 a.m. to conduct routine checks when he observed the man attempting to siphon fuel from the vehicle. Upon confronting the individual, the man allegedly picked up a piece of iron and swung it at the businessman. In response, the businessman reportedly discharged his licensed firearm in self-defense, and the man fled the scene. Shortly after, the injured man sought medical attention at the Port Maria Hospital, where he was admitted in serious but stable condition with a gunshot wound, said Anthony Wallace, commanding officer for the St. Mary Police Division. It is understood that the man told the doctors he was shot by an unidentified person while walking along Wharf Road. Detectives from the Puerto Maria Criminal Investigations Branch have since launched an investigation into the incident. Captured wanted man Glendon Bull Amos charged with murder. Glendon Bull Amos, who was among the top 10 most wanted by the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force and who was captured on Wednesday, has been charged with murder. Amos, who is from Commodore District in Linstead, St. Catherine, has been charged for the December 18, 2022 shooting death of Sean Paul, also known as the Chala, in Buena Vista, Commodore District. It is reported that Paul was on his veranda cutting the hair of a man when Amos walked through the gate armed with a gun and shot him in the neck. Paul was assisted to hospital where he succumbed. The police listed Amos as a person of interest and was being pursued until his recent capture. A date is to be set for Amos to appear in court. Meanwhile, at the time of his arrest, the police stated that Amos has been linked to several other serious and violent crimes in St. Catherine and other parishes. 148 motorists ticketed for road traffic breaches in St. Elizabeth joint operations. Some 148 motorists were held for breaches of the Road Traffic Act during joint operations on Friday by the St. Elizabeth Police and the Island Traffic Authority. The police say several of the motorists were ticketed for the tint on their windshields, while some drivers were ticketed for having their license disc in the center of their windshields. Further, over 20 pairs of license plates were removed from defective vehicles. Several motorbikes were also seized. Meanwhile, the police say separate operations with municipal personnel led to 11 persons being charged for illegal vending in Santa Cruz and the Black River on Friday. Teen held with imitation gun. A 15-year-old boy was held with an imitation gun at his home during a pre-dawn joint military operation conducted in the Boscobel Retreat, Store Town, and the Mango Valley communities Saturday morning. The arrest of the 15-year-old highlighted the urgent need for continued police intervention and community support. We will remain relentless in our efforts to remove criminal influences from our communities and to protect our young people from being drawn into illegal activities, said Acting Superintendent of Police Anthony Wallace. The operation also led to the arrest of a 31-year-old man from Boscobel for possession of identity information, which is believed to be linked to lottery scamming. Motorists must print online certificate of fitness receipts to present at the examination depot, says ITA. The Island Traffic Authority has stressed that motorists are required to print their online certificate of fitness receipts before proceeding to any vehicle examination depot. The ITA says this is to ensure a seamless process in the issuing of certificate of fitness and ensuring the accuracy of customers' unique receipt numbers. Customers are also encouraged to ensure they purchase the correct certificate of fitness fee for their vehicle. Dante Matthews, a corporate communications manager at the authority, says that there have been instances in which customers turn up at the tax offices with the receipts purchased for the wrong type of vehicle. He said it is important that they check the tax code, as this can pose a problem when they turn up at the depot. Persons who pay the fee for the wrong class of vehicle will be required to return to the tax office for a refund. Flood assertions. JCF says criticisms of its body-worn camera program is uninformed. The High Command of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has reacted strongly to what it terms repeated flood assertions about its body-worn camera program. The JCF was responding in part to the most recent call by the human rights advocacy group Jamaicans for Justice for body-worn cameras to be utilized in police operations. JFJ made the call against the background of a report from the number of people killed by the security forces in January this year when compared with the corresponding period in 2024. INECOM said 28 people were fatally shot by the security forces so far this year, compared with 13 last year. INECOM, reporting on the 3 latest incidents, said no body-worn camera was reported as being issued or worn by the officers involved. In its statement on Friday, JFJ suggested that the use and activation of body-worn cameras be mandated in legislation. Executive Director Michael Jackson added that the absence of the cameras continues to undermine transparency, accountability, and the public trust in law enforcement. But the JCF says statements like those of JFJ erode trust in the police and misrepresent significant efforts to modernize law enforcement in Jamaica. Denying that it is resisting the use of body-worn cameras, High Command said implementing an effective program requires a structured and strategic approach. It cited various challenges, including the size of the JCF, which it says has more than 8,000 operational members, and the need for data management infrastructure to address the footage generated from the cameras. Providing an update on its body-worn camera program, the JCF said over the last 3 years, several $1 billion have been invested in data storage solutions, network capacity, and the digital security systems. It says these are prerequisites to ensure the cameras function reliably and the data they capture remains secure. The JCF says it is now at the next phase of implementation, which involves increasing from the current 750 the number of cameras in use. It said additional cameras are already being procured and will be deployed before the end of this year. For the cameras already in use, the Police High Command said the deployment strategy has been a focus on public order. It said body-worn cameras have already contributed to a reduction in confrontations and improved accountability in police citizen interactions, but it did not provide examples or supporting data. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.